Bob the Minecraft dude, right? Mining the Kaaba.
Now, hold on, that was Steve the Minecraft dude, to be clear. But go ahead.
Steve. Okay, Steve the Minecraft guy.
Uh-huh.
Right? I seen him mine the Kaaba, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I chuckled about how f***ing insane that shit was, right? Because it didn't make sense. It was completely unprovoked. And of course, some Muslims responded to him. And due to their response, he proceeded to go on a multi-day Islamophobic tirade against our Prophet and our faith. And I looked at it. I was like, okay, so why the f*** is he doing this? Did he debate a Muslim recently about Islam? Were certain Muslims coming at him? No, it was completely unprovoked. And then he decided to play victim. He said, look at all of these Muslims. Look at these rabid, insane, mean Muslims bullying me in my DMs. Oh my God, Elon, do something about these guys. They're being mean to me. This is ridiculous. Elon, you're not running your platform correctly. Of course he's not running his platform correctly if you're still on Twitter while you're ban evading. So you should be grateful to the man that he's ass at his job, right? And then he decided to keep playing this victim, although I distinctly remember this man himself ridiculing the alleged victim of what's his name, Rich Campbell, the ex co-owner of OTK, and he repeatedly kept calling her a retard because she didn't take accountability. She allowed a man that kept wanting to sleep with her up to her apartment, fully knowing that the guy is a full degenerate, and he kept pushing the idea of accountability. Like, the man is borderline a f***ing victim blamer as it gets,
okay.
Right? Yeah, he refuses to take accountability for the function that he does.
You said you were going to be concise.
I'll conclude it, right? Okay. But he's not taking accountability. He's not taking accountability whatsoever, because the man understood the risks that he was taking mocking Islam. Because he makes fun of his cuck brother in arms, Nico, for the fact that he doesn't speak ill of Islam after Muslims gave him a hard time for mocking the prayer. Right? So he knew what he was doing. He fully knew what he was doing. And the fact is, he just wanted to posture. He just wanted to look tough for his retarded, Discord-dwelling, Reddit moderating, insane base, right? He just wanted to look tough for them. And in fact, he has boldened quite a few liberals and quite a few people on the left to start disrespecting Islam. Because ever since he started speaking crazy, I've seen plenty of Muslims get disrespected and our Prophet be disrespected because they've been emboldened by destiny. And to conclude, I'll just tell him, listen, you poke at the hornet's nest, just be prepared to get stung. It's that simple.
Do you have a response to that? Have you emboldened Islamophobia?
I could hope so. I could only be so lucky. Do you think that it's like acceptable, or do you think it's okay that if you make fun of a certain religion, those people will come after you with death threats?
I 100% I'm comfortable with the idea that people will come at you for violence when you disrespect not only their faith, but their
just
family.
So you know, when you're done with this, I'm going to
dear.
re-ask the same question that you don't want to answer.
Yeah, no, keep doing it.
Okay, so my question is do you think it's acceptable that if somebody goes after a religion, those religious followers will come after them with death threats? Do you think that's an okay thing?
I do not approve of any sort of death threats. But we all know, by the way, let's not play games. We all know that these death threats are mainly and mostly empty. 100%. 99.9%. In fact, if not 100% of the people that are quote-unquote threatening Destiny's life. By the way, this man has been threatened numerous times just to go and show you how f***ing garbage and empty these death threats are. He's just mad that Muslims gave him shit for his disrespect towards Islam. That's it.
Okay, I'm asking you again. Do you think it's okay for someone to make death threats towards somebody?
Wait, did you just not hear me? Wait, 1 second. Did you just not hear me? I'm pretty sure I answered you in the beginning. I told you that.
You said I don't approve. I'm not asking. I'm asking. Yeah, okay. Is it morally okay for someone to make death threats towards somebody who makes fun of the Prophet or Islam?
No, I told you it's morally okay to respond with violence.
It is morally okay. It is.
Yeah, it is morally. It is 100% morally okay. In fact, if you were to look not only across Islam only, it's not only exclusively for Islam, but for the vast majority of religions and for the vast majority of cultures, if you not only come at not their religion, but at their loved ones or anything that they hold dear, they respond with violence.
Okay. We're like a fundamental thing then. I think people like that don't belong in liberal society. If you think that that's acceptable, yeah.
I mean, liberal society and religion will never coexist. For liberalism to thrive, you'll need to eliminate religion. So obviously,
no, that's not true. There's a lot of Muslims in the United States that don't share your view. There's a lot of Christians in the United States that don't have the view. There's a lot of Jewish people in the United States and other religions as well that don't share the view.
Would you say those people practice Islam the way that it's meant to be practiced?
Well, the way that you think it's meant to be practiced?
No, not the way that I think it's meant to be practiced, because the deen is clear, the faith is clear.
It's
The
obviously
scripture
it's
is
not clear when you've got huge divides even in the Middle East over how you practice your religion, right? It's obviously not clear.
So are you telling me the divides in the Middle East are as similar as in the West and what they believe? Because the liberal Muslims in the West are completely comfortable with ideas such as homosexuality, for example.
Okay.
So it's nowhere near similar. The difference is
I don't care. Well, I mean, the people in the Middle East are literally killing themselves over the differences in their religion and other issues, right? So, I mean, yeah, it seems like there are pretty big disagreements. I'm just saying it's not obviously a clear-cut thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nothing is completely unanimous where 100 out of 100 people completely agree on how a certain verse is interpreted or how a certain law needs to be put into place, obviously. But for the vast majority of Muslims, we are in agreement as to how our faith should be practiced. And for the vast majority of those Muslims, they cannot coexist within Muslims or within liberal society whatsoever.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Not
I
a chance.
wouldn't want to exist with those guys. But I mean, like, where does that like a fundamental impasse?
Of course, you described this. Yeah, of course, you described us as savages online.
Well, what you're describing is savagery. Yeah, of course.
What is savagery about what I'm describing?
Killing somebody for posting a picture of your ferryman is savage. It's savagery. Yeah.
No. Get this correct. I said that it's completely 100% correct. If, let's say, somebody punched you in the mouth, I have no problem with it. Just like if I were to go out of my way and disrespect somebody's mother and they were to punch me in my mouth, that is 100% within their right. That is what I believe. Now, do I believe that somebody needs to fucking chop your head off? Absolutely not. I do not agree with that. So you need to get it correct, because you keep trying to paint me into this corner where I'm saying that I am comfortable with people killing you, which I'm not.
Okay. It doesn't really change what I'm saying. But just like the violence in response to somebody disrespecting your shitty religion, I just this fundamental incompatible with my view of society. So, but I mean,
and you're willing to 100% take on the mantle of an Islamophobe, right? You believe in it.
If that's what Islamophobia means, then sure, Islam.
Then define. No. 1 second. Define Islamophobia according to you. Then
I don't.
Let's see.
As a liberal in Western society, my beliefs on how society should be ran are incompatible with people who think it's okay to respond with violence to people that make fun of their religion. So if that makes me an Islamophobe, then I'll be an Islamophobe. If you think it's a core tenet of Islam to respond with violence to people that post pictures of the Prophet, then f those people. If that makes me Islamophobic, then sure.
Okay, so I'll ask you again, because that didn't answer my question whatsoever. Define Islamophobia to me according to what you believe it is. What is Islamophobia?
Colloquially speaking, Islamophobia usually means you hate Muslims. I don't hate Muslims, but I don't like Islam, and I don't like violent Muslims that are defending Islam with violence. But like most Muslims in the United States aren't like that. They're generally pretty chill here. I don't know where the fuck you're from, but
I have a question maybe to kind of get us on some kind of track, right? Apologies, I've been desperately DMing the people who were supposed to show, and they're just not responding. So we'll make do. So you mentioned that Destiny. You mentioned that you don't find it acceptable for people to make violent threats based on making fun of their religion online. Where to you, just so we can get a baseline here, when do you find violence acceptable? Like, at what point can someone cross a line, and once that line is crossed, you're just like, okay, violence is okay to do to this person?
You're asking me or him?
You. Destiny.
I'm not Destiny.
I mean, violence is okay in self-defense, I guess. Is generally when I approve of violence or violence mandated by the state for the purpose of enforcing like laws and stuff.
Okay, so if someone is verbally abusive, under no circumstances.
No, fuck no. No, if somebody calls you a mean name and you go and attack them, fuck no, that's insane.
Okay. Good to know.
In my opinion.
What do you think? Obviously, you have different opinions, Karantos, but for you, Karantos, where is that line? You are obviously okay if someone's mocking religion. How, like, does it have to reach a certain level of mockery, or any mockery whatsoever can be answered with violence at the drop of the hat? Does it have to be a repeated offense? Or what is your where are your lines, Karantos?
No, absolutely. I believe that since you cannot police or figure out people's intentions and what they believe inside, right? I'd say if somebody is coming to you with constructive criticism or with criticism of any kind when it comes to your faith, I believe that that should be actually listened to and you should engage with it. But if people are purely coming to disrespect your faith and to ridicule everything that you hold near and dear to your heart, then I believe 100% it is justified, without a shadow of a doubt, to be violent, 100%. Because I'll tell you this much, right? If you misgender a transgender person, would Destiny not consider that to be a sort of violence against them? Would he not consider it an attack
I don't know.
that hurts them or that may lead them? I know he's free to answer when I'm done talking. But would he not consider that, first of all, transphobia, right? And second of all, leading a person that may be